Hello, gorgeous, beautiful stars! Paris Star Channel here with a new and possibly extremely exciting episode because, oh my gosh, a battle today is going to happen. What exactly? Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter is going to have a battle with a new product from e.l.f. which is called l.f.HaloGlowLiquidFilter Glow Booster for Radiant Skin. They are going to the battle. We are going to have an in-depth comparison of these two products to find out and discover if it's possible to call e.l.f. a dupe for the super luxurious product from Charlotte Tilbury. So yes, if this is something that interests you, please tune in to the party when we celebrate everyone's diversity that makes us all wonderful, unique and beautiful. Let's start today's episode. A battle, baby, between Charlotte Tilbury and e.l.f. And so here we are back, and my oh my, did e.l.f. shook us with his new launch without saying anything, without spoiling anything. It was a huge surprise for everyone. So I got myself two shades, number 1 and number 2. And here are the swatches that you can see on my arm, because my arm is the fairest. It is untouched by the sun, so that you can see it for yourself, the real shades. And by the way, I am quite impressed how e.l.f. has made these products. They are in the glass bottle. There are no extra packaging like, for example, Charlotte Tilbury does, but this for me is more than enough. The bottle is made of glass, it's recyclable, it looks luxurious, it looks very nice when you hold it, and yeah, this is how the product looks like. I am absolutely impressed. As for e.l.f., usually, you know, all the products, most of the products, they're very plasticky. This one stands out from the whole e.l.f. portfolio, and I wonder if this is the direction e.l.f. is gonna go now, by creating products within the recyclable glass bottles. We shall see. So yes, before we're gonna go anywhere else, and especially before we're gonna dig information from the internet, it's time to start the swatches and have a full comparison on my face. So first, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and you have to believe me that it actually is a Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I don't know, the letters, they decided to go on holidays and then they never came back. All what I have left is this golden thing, this gold. Please stay with me, don't go away. But the letters, they're not in the house, just saying. Next time, if I'm gonna buy another bottle, I'm gonna wrap it with a scotch tape and I will trap these letters here forever. Anyway, jokes aside, time for swatches, okay? So here we are. Charlotte Tilbury has a very nice doe foot applicator that is very precise and it doesn't pick up a lot of products, although I would prefer if the whole thing was just have a pump. That's my impression. But yeah, this is the thing, that it has a very small and precise doe foot applicator that I definitely appreciate, because it can be applied much more easier. So this is the shade Too Fair from Charlotte Tilbury, and we're doing the swatch now. So if you're gonna apply it thicker, then you're definitely going to see some sort of a pigment. It is going to give you a tint. This is not my type of a vibe. I never use it on my whole face and just go out like that. I rather use it as a highlighter or underneath the foundation, but never on its own. And as you can see, that the shade Too Fair perfectly melts with my skin by giving me a beautiful glow. And I love that. Good. Now it is time for e.l.f. There is a seal in here, you know, you have to break the seal. This is how they arrive. They never arrive in the box, they're just sealed like that. So you break the seal. And this is number 1 from e.l.f. And as you can see, the doe foot is definitely much more massive. It picks up a lot of product, to be honest. So the application is definitely less precise because it just packs on the product. Oh well, you know. And I suppose when it comes to shade, the shade number 1 from e.l.f. might be the closest match to the shade number 1 from Charlotte Tilbury. As you can see, they're almost undetectable. And now we're going to shade number 2 from e.l.f., which is still called as fair, but for me, I don't know, doesn't look fair. Look fair medium rather. Anyway, here we go, another massive doe foot applicator. Oh yeah, definitely. Can you see that? It goes it is very warm tone, and yeah, it has some pigment. Now we can shear it out. Good. Alright, so let me approach to you and show you the swatches from the close-up. Over here, right closest to the nose, is the Charlotte Tilbury in a shade 2. Then we have e.l.f. in a shade 1. And then we have e.l.f. in a shade 2. The shade 2 is definitely warm tone, and it's definitely kind of like standing out, kind of, it's not my shade anymore. And let me now turn off the lamps, so that you can see it in a natural light, because I think it's very important as well. So once again, number 2 from Charlotte Tilbury, number 1 from e.l.f. and number 2 from e.l.f. I think that for the sake of this video, let me turn on the lights. I believe that for the sake of these videos, we are going to compare shade number 2 from Charlotte Tilbury with a shade number 1 from e.l.f. because I deeply believe that it is the closest match. Alright, so the swatches are gone, and now it is time to apply the products on my face. This side is going to be a side from Luxurious Charlotte Tilbury, and this side is going to be a side from the affordable e.l.f. So let's apply it on our face and see how it looks like on its own. As I said before, Charlotte Tilbury doe foot is smaller, so it's much more precise and it picks up much less product. But I think, one more dip, for the sake of this test, this will be more than enough, and I'm going to use it with my hands as I would usually use it as a cream primer. The consistency is thin, that I really very like. There is no real scent. It smells basically like some sort of a cream. Nothing really extraordinary. Nothing to worry about if you do not enjoy scents in the cosmetics. It's very nice. Alright, good. I personally never wear it on its own. It's not in my preference because for me it is too glowy, but you know, everyone has its own taste and its own preference, and I totally respect that. Good. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury side in the shade Too Fair, and now let's go to the e.l.f. side with a shade 1 and see and have a comparison. I think that will be more than enough for now. There's definitely much more pigment in this product from e.l.f. You can definitely see it, but then when it's spread nicely, it melts with the skin and it doesn't give you some sort of a strange tint. I like it. It is kind of like richer in consistency, very interesting. The Charlotte Tilbury is definitely thinner in consistency, but it gives you a very nice, beautiful glow to the skin, very healthy. I like it. I like it. I really enjoy it. Alright. Good. I think we're good. And now let me approach and show you Charlotte Tilbury side, e.l.f. side. If you would see me from afar, you probably wouldn't see much of a difference, maybe a slight difference, I don't know. I kind of believe that the Charlotte Tilbury it's much more glowier than the e.l.f. Both of them, they have a glow, but it's just a smidge glowier from Charlotte Tilbury. I wonder. We're gonna have an ingredients comparison and we're gonna see why Charlotte is glowier. Well, this one is much more smoother and calmer when it comes to glow. This is a little bit like overglow in comparison with this one, and this is a natural glow, if I could say it. And now let me switch off the lamps, and this is in the natural light. Charlotte Tilbury situation versus e.l.f. Good. Let's go back with the light. And now it is time to go to the website. We're going to let the product sit for a while and see if it's going to behave or how it's going to sit on the face. So we're going to jump now to the website and read the claims about these two products from Charlotte Tilbury and e.l.f.Cosmetics. First thing, we go to the e.l.f. and what do we read? Hello Glow Liquid Filter. Details. What it is: a full-size multi-purpose liquid glow booster infused with skin-loving ingredients to give your complexion a soft focus social filter effect. While you love it, skincare makeup hybrid for glowing dewy skin. Complexion looks healthy and more radiant. Can be used 4 ways: wear alone, over or under makeup, mix with foundation, or use as a highlighter. This is what we're going to test today. Enriched with skin-loving ingredients like squalane and hyaluronic acid. Available in 8 universal shades that work across all skin tones. Glass container is recyclable. Key ingredients: squalane moisturizes skin. Hyaluronic acid hydrates skin. Finely milled powders blurs lines and pores for a smoother, soft focus look. How to use: there are 4 ways to customize your glow. Wear alone for a sheer coverage and a light filter glow. Wear under foundation as a luminous base. Highlight high points to capture and reflect light, and mix with foundation to add a beautiful dewy glow. And then we read on a website something like: achieve a flawless glow with the only filter you'll ever need. This innovate complexion booster and skincare makeup hybrid and is infused with skin-loving squalane and hyaluronic acid that work to enhance the overall look of skin while rendering a soft focus, effortless radiance. Wear on its own, under or over makeup. Mix it with your favorite foundation for a fresh dewy finish, or use as a highlighter to illuminate the high points of your face. Available in 8 flexible shades that work beautifully across all skin tones. And e.l.f. products are free from all these substances, which is very cool. And all skincare is also free from sulfates. All e.l.f. products are cruelty free and vegan. That's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. So right now let's jump on the website of Charlotte Tilbury and read the claims of the Hollywood Flawless Filter. Product details. A confidence glow filtered bottled. Darlings, get your glow on with my award-winning Hollywood Flawless Filter. Inspired by the perfecting properties of social media and illuminating effects of Hollywood lights, it blurs, smooth and illuminates with the most magical glow of your life. It's available in 12 dreamy shades, and Too Fair is a golden beige shade that's perfect for light skin tones. It's my perfect shade. One Hollywood Flawless Filter sold every 2 minutes. Thank you for that information, Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know if we need to know that. Congratulations to you. Moving on. Get your glow on and unlock 3 ways to a flawless looking glow by wearing Hollywood Flawless Filter alone, underneath, mixed with or on top of your favorite foundation. Not glow to prime is a beauty crime, darling. So it is exactly the same claims as e.l.f. has. So wear it on your own, wear it underneath foundation, mix it with a foundation and use it as a highlighter, and today we are doing these comparisons. What makes it magic? Then we have percentage, very famous percentages from Charlotte Tilbury, and some actual informations. Moisturizes skin up to 24 hours, smoothing airbrush polymers for a poreless, flawless looking finish, light as air moisturizing glossy oil, finely milled powders to help blur the appearance of lines and pores, brightening porcelain flower extract derived from a Thai flower for brighter looking skin. So this is the informations that we are having from Charlotte Tilbury. And right now let's quickly jump to the ingredients, because I am just about to drop the bomb that is going to shock you in the house down boots. Alright, so let me show you now a little bit what I've been working on and I've been researching. Here you have the ingredients list from both the brands. On the top you have an ingredients list from Charlotte Tilbury, while in the bottom you have a full ingredients list from e.l.f. As you can see, there is a lot of greens, and there is one ingredient marked in red, and it comes from the e.l.f. product. It's called disodium EDTA. In my personal opinion, and this is my opinion, it's a toxic ingredient that should not be in any face products. It's a product that might be harmful for the environment, and I am not a very big fan of this. Apart from that, there are lots of products, as I've said, marked in green. And let's look at the top when we have ingredients from Charlotte Tilbury. Guys, in total Charlotte Tilbury has about 22 ingredients, which 14, which makes 63% of total ingredients, has inspired the product from e.l.f. Basically what happened was e.l.f.Cosmetics inspired themselves with Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter from 22 ingredients represented by the Hollywood Flawless Filters. They took 14 and they implemented these ingredients into their product, but they have expanded much more their product by adding much more skincare in the form of a sunflower seed oil, sodium hyaluronate, tocopherol, and calendula officinalis flower extract. So they expanded. So e.l.f. has around 34 ingredients, in which 14, that makes 41%, comes and our inspiration from Charlotte Tilbury. And then you can see something that is actually very interesting, and now I understand everything, which is the third ingredient in Charlotte Tilbury is mica, while the e.l.f. product is mica free. Mica might be working as a very glowy type of an ingredient, and I can confirm now, when I look on my skin after sitting the product for quite some time, that the product from Charlotte Tilbury is definitely glowier, much more radiant in comparison with a very calm, very pretty, smooth e.l.f. It's very interesting. I think it's because of the presence of mica. So yes, the first thing, the first claim, which is wear it on your own, is check. I would probably never wear it on my own. I would probably I would just add some more colors like blush and bronzer and powder and everything. Nonetheless, it looks very nice. It looks very interesting. And Charlotte Tilbury, it's much more glowier, while the e.l.f. is less glowier. I think it is because of the presence of mica. Hello gorgeous beautiful stars, Paris Star channel here with a very important update, I suppose, that might be very valuable to the whole video. Basically what has happened is I have decided to wear a Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter on my face on its own, without covering it with anything like concealers or foundation, and this is how it looks like. And this is around 10 hours wear in a super hot weather, because we're heading over 30 degrees Celsius, and it looks good. It looks surprisingly good. So basically what has happened is I use my skincare as always, sunscreen, and then I use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter, and then I use some blush, bronzer, and then of course I set it with a powder because it was too radiant, and this is how it looks like. So the claim that it can be wear on its own is absolutely checked. You know, I'm actually quite surprised, but positively surprised by the results. So yes, this is the wear of Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter, and now we're jumping to the next day and next video when I actually was wearing e.l.f. product in the same way as Charlotte Tilbury. Jumping to the video right now. Hello gorgeous beautiful stars, Paris Star channel here with a little update, guys, because basically what has happened is that I decided to put the e.l.f. product and wear it on its own without foundation, without any coverage or anything, and my oh my, the results are actually quite surprising. I did not expect it to be very positive. Just have a look. This is the natural sunlight, you know. So basically what has happened today was that well, I put my typical skincare, then I followed with a sun protection filter, and then I put the e.l.f. product on, and then I put some blush, bronzer, and I powdered everything, and this is the final result, and it looks really very good. So I decided to record it and add it to the video because I think that it's a very important update, that the product wears very well on its own. I'm quite surprised. And now, back to the video. Good. So first things first, claim is check. Now what are we going to do is we are going to mix these products with a foundation to see another claim. Can it be mixed with a foundation, and what kind of effect we're going to have it? So Charlotte Tilbury side, we're going to take some of the product and mix it here on my palette. I wonder how much. I think this is just the half of the face, so I think this will be more than enough for the sake of the test. And to mix it with a foundation, I am going to choose my perfect foundation for this test that gives me a light to medium coverage, which means that it's not going to cover a lot what lies underneath. I hope it's gonna melt perfectly, and that foundation is my perfect everyday foundation, and it is Chanel number 1 in the shade B10. Cool. Alright, so here we go. I think that 1 pump of Chanel is going to be more than enough. Now we're going to mix the foundation with Hollywood Flawless Filter to see the results. And we're going to take the sponge. The reason why I'm not using at this moment a brush is because I don't want to move products all around my face. I want to mix the products all together. So that's why I decided I am going to press all these products to the skin while using the beauty blender, like the beauty sponge, because this is not a beauty blender. Oh my gosh, I love this foundation so much. It's so skin-like. Ah, love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Yes, and this is the side with the foundation and the side of Charlotte Tilbury. Now, what is left here, I'm going to wipe it. So as you can see, it's clean. And now I'm going to take the e.l.f. and put some. e.l.f. picks up much more of the product, to be honest. I think this is more than enough, and now we're going to take the Chanel foundation. 1 pump. We're going to mix it together. You might hear some noises outside. Usually there are no noises, but once I start recording, there's always something happening. Jeez. Stay with me. Anyway, okay, back to the test. There you have it. I think it's perfectly mixed now, so it's time to put the foundation mixed with the product on my face. Good. And just a reminder, on this side we use this sponge, while on the other we're going to use a black sponge, so it's a different sponge, so that we will not mix everything all together, so that we will have a good test, a sincere test, without, you know. Alright, so the foundation is applied. So now we are checking another claim. Can we mix this product with a foundation, and what kind of effect we're going to have? There you have it. It looks pretty. It looks really very nice, but this is what I think personally. The presence of mica gives Charlotte Tilbury much more punchier glow than the one from e.l.f. Nonetheless, it's a pretty glow. Let me approach. It looks very nice. The Charlotte Tilbury side is glowier, thus it enhances more of a skin tone, while the e.l.f. is much more smoother because it has a little bit less of a glow. I think I like e.l.f. more. Quite surprising, actually. I think I like e.l.f. more. So, wear alone, check, works. Wear underneath, check, works. Wear while mixing, check, it works. And now it is time to check the last claim, which is use the products as a highlight. So first we're going to start the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter and use it as a highlight in here. And I am going to use my fingers for that, so that you can. It is glowy. It is beautifully glowy. This is why the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter has been so good for many years as the all-over multi-purpose product, because it really works and it really delivers its promises while not being some sort of a super punchy glow. It looks very pretty and very natural, and it's been loved for so many years, including me. It looks pretty. It looks pretty. Well, what about the e.l.f. then on the other side? Let's have a look. Let's have a check. Oh, e.l.f. really picks up a lot of product. This massive doe foot applicator. I don't know if it's a good applicator to apply this product as a highlight. But yeah, as you can see how much product it has been picked up. And since it has some sort of a pigment in here, oh, I need to take this away. And since it does have some sort of a pigment, you really need to work out on your skin to make it melt with the skin. Super fair tone, like super almost white fair tone skin tones might not find this product good for them, and this is the lightest shade. But it's pretty. Okay. It is pretty. It is pretty and it is glowy, but for that last claim to use these products as a highlighters, I would definitely choose Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless, because it is thinner consistency, it has less of a pigment, and it gives a better glow in comparison with the e.l.f. that is thicker consistency, and the glow is much less punchier. It exists though, but the Charlotte Tilbury wins when it comes to the highlighting side. And right now let me switch off the lights so that you can have a comparison from the close-up without the studio lights and with a natural light. If you would come and see me from the close-up, you would probably not be able to say the difference, which side is luxurious Charlotte Tilbury and which side is affordable. You would really have to look from the close-up, and then from the close-up you would probably see that the side from Charlotte Tilbury is glowier, while the side from e.l.f. is much more calmer and smoother. So everyone has its own preference and everyone has its own taste, you know? So right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply whole makeup, and then I'm gonna come back with my finished makeup and my final thoughts about these two extremely interesting products, Charlotte Tilbury and e.l.f. Cosmetics. And so here we are back with a finished look and final makeup. This is the Charlotte Tilbury side, while this is the e.l.f. side. So let me switch off the lamps once again, and this is how it presents itself in a natural light. And this is the final look. So it is time now to summarize everything what has happened, and it's time for my final thoughts and opinion about this product, and most importantly to reply the most important question, which is the subject of today's episode. Is it a dupe? Is this affordable e.l.f. makeup product a dupe for Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury? So first thing, we were doing 4 claims that we read on a website. To wear it alone? Check. To wear it underneath makeup? Check. To mix with the makeup? Check. And to use as a highlighter? Check. 4 things and 4 claims has been checked, and from my personal point of view, it works. It definitely works. But right now, when we go to the super depth comparison, there is one very significant thing, and it comes with the ingredients. There are less ingredients in Charlotte Tilbury that made this product much more user-friendly because it's much more thinner in comparison with the product from e.l.f. that has much more skin-caring ingredients, thus making this product more thicker and a little bit more difficult to work with, but like super difficult or impossible to work with. They just have a different consistency, and for me personally, for my taste, thinner consistency is much more easier to work with than the thicker. Cool? Both of them, they're very moisturizing. They have glycerin and they have squalane, although Charlotte Tilbury has a mica while the e.l.f. doesn't have mica, and that makes a whole difference between these two products, and that might be actually your purchase decision. If you like products that are much glowier, Charlotte Tilbury is a go. If you like products that are less glowier but much more moisturizing and much more skin caring, e.l.f. is a go. This is my personal opinion, and then you can definitely tell that the side from Charlotte Tilbury is glowier in comparison with the side of e.l.f. Of course, I powdered now everything, so everything is now toned down, but from the initial application you can definitely see that the Charlotte Tilbury is glowier in comparison with e.l.f. So if I would have to use the product as a first claim as the Wear It Alone product, I would use e.l.f. because the glow is not so potent, and then I would just put a little bit of a powder, a little bit of a colors like bronzers and a blush, and I would be good to go. If I would have to use a product as primer, I would go with e.l.f. e.l.f. is a very good primer. It's very smoothing, moisturizing and hydrating to the skin. You can feel it instantly, and it is actually smoothing and blurring, and you can definitely feel it on your face. If I would have to mix the product with a foundation, I would use Hollywood Flawless Filter. It has a thinner consistency, and thus it does not alterate the mixture of foundation and this product itself, and it gives a better glow. And then again, if I would like to use products as a highlighter, I would still go with a Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter because it gives slightly better glow, and it's much more easier to work on the skin instead in comparison with the e.l.f. that is thicker, and it packs a lot of product because of this huge applicator that just picks up a lot of product. I wish they would just have a pump. Maybe life would be much more easier. So the time has arrived to reply a question. Is a new launch from e.l.f. an actual dupe, and can it replace Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter? Yes and no. That is my answer. It depends on your own personal tastes. For me, it is a little bit like 70% of a dupe, but not like 100%, because of a different ingredients list, because of a lesser glow, and because of the different consistency that is thicker and richer. It is very close to this one, but it is not a 100% match. I believe that this Perfect would be still better as a highlighter and to mix with the foundations, while this one might be better to wear it alone with some powder, or to use it as a primer, you know? So it's like, you know, everyone has its own preference. But the bottom line is that the Paris Star channel gives a green light to the e.l.f. HaloGlowLiquidFilter Glow Booster for Radiant Skin. I think it's a very exciting launch, wonderful launch from e.l.f. and I think it's a very good and exciting product, and I deeply encourage you, if you will have a chance, to explore this product on your own. And that will be all for today. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Thank you so very much for watching my episode and celebrating with me that We are all different, and that makes us all beautiful. Just a little spoiler, what I'm planning for the next episode, by the way, if you would like to see and come and join and watch me. The package! The package has arrived, guys. Look at this. What is going on? Can you tell? Morphe? Guys. It has arrived and I'm so excited, more than a baby. The packaging, oh my gosh. And look at this. The brushes. I think the best collaboration that has ever happened with Morphe, it's with Ariel, and the brush set has arrived. It looks like some sort of a PR package that I can actually buy for myself and test it out. And I can't wait to get ready with me while testing these brushes. They're all sold out all the time. It's so hard to get them, and no wonder, because they're amazing. They look really very cute, and the packaging, oh my gosh, they really went far with this. So this is what I'm planning for the next episode. In the meantime, this episode has come to an end. I'm sending you a warm greetings and see you soon. From Paris with love. Mwah. Bye bye now.